If you want to learn modern flexibility methods, then this video is for you. I'm going to teach you 3 principles from our modern flexibility blueprint that will give you a breakthrough with your strength, flexibility, and movement practice. Stick around to the end because we've included a follow-along routine for you to do as well. We are the fitness app that teaches people how to move instead of just exercise because we believe that health is about performance and not just body image. 3 things that will take your flexibility training to the next level are: number 1, understand what flexibility gains actually mean. Number 2, develop strength through range. And number 3, use modern stretching methods. Understand and apply these 3 principles to your training, and you will have a massive breakthrough with your flexibility. I'm going to teach it all to you in this video and show you an example workout at the end for calisthenics and middle splits so you can see how we do it all in the UMS. But first, I'd like to give you a little bit of context around all of this. At Unity Gym, we take immense pride in our physiques and we're passionate about martial arts, powerlifting, bodybuilding, and calisthenics. And we don't accept age or injury as limiting factors to our physical performance. And we've dedicated our lives to creating programs that enhance it. Now, at 44 years old, at the time of filming this video, and having trained hard since childhood, I've seen and experienced it all, including a serious lower back injury after falling badly and slap tears to my shoulders. Some of those injuries happened when I was serving in the army as an infantry soldier, and they even warranted surgery. But with my knowledge of physiology and exercise science, I opted to explore treatment without surgery, which meant employing some of the world's best physical therapists and exercise coaches. The silver lining to my experience was that I uncovered something extraordinary about our bodies, highlighting that there's much more to what you can see in the mirror. Not only can we bounce back, making severe pain and injury a thing of the past, we can build a body capable of doing more of the things we love for the rest of our lives. Even if you're just getting started as an adult and you've never been flexible before, apply what I've learned to your training and you will exponentially improve your strength, flexibility, mobility, and fix any injury. So ultimately you can do more of what you love, pain-free, so that you can perform like an athlete. Here's the most effective way to get flexible. After pushing my body to breaking point multiple times, I needed to find a better way to train. The problem was obvious. I was getting older and my body was getting stiff, weak, and beat up by my archaic training methods. But I wasn't ready to accept that my best years were behind me. So I teamed up with leading experts in flexibility, physical therapy, and strength and conditioning to explore new training methods that would help put my pain behind me and hopefully regain some performance as well. What I learned surprised me. Instead of just building strength, they were all proponents of flexibility enhancement, and they promoted the same 3 flexibility training principles. Number 1, understand what flexibility gains mean. The notion that muscles get longer when you increase flexibility isn't actually true in reality. Instead, elements within the muscles change their conformation. To make sense of this requires a little understanding of basic muscle physiology. Each muscle comprises muscle fibers and myofibrils, which get input from motor neurons controlled by your brain. Within those fibers, you have little segments of the fiber called sarcomeres, and within the sarcomeres, you have a couple of different interconnected cell and protein components called myosin and actin that move relative to one another. When you regularly perform flexibility training, there are several adaptations in the muscle that occur to the wiring of neurons, thickening of connective tissue, size and spacing of the sarcomeres, and the efficiency myosin and actin work together. As a result, the resting state of a muscle in someone who does proper flexibility training varies immensely to that of someone who doesn't. So instead of thinking about flexibility as making your muscles longer, think of it as the several processes that occur within your muscle body. The best way to trigger those adaptations is with principle number 2, develop strength through range. Developing strength through range refers to training methods that promote full range of motion movements under load. At Unity Gym, we also train opposing movements so you maintain a balance between antagonistic muscles, because similar to unconditioned muscles, muscle imbalances will upregulate inhibitors to restrict your range of motion. So when you develop strength through the joint's full range of motion, you reinforce that more flexibility is safe, and you effectively delay the brain's natural safety mechanism that would otherwise inhibit flexibility. The best way to develop strength through range is to use a combination of traditional strength training exercises like deep squats, split squats, and Cossack squats for the lower body, and variations of vertical and horizontal pushing and pulling for the upper body with modern stretching methods. Okay, let's look at principle number 3, use modern stretching methods. Most people think that passive static stretching is the best way to increase flexibility, meaning gentle, long duration stretches. But this isn't actually true. All of our biggest breakthroughs came from what we at Unity Gym call loaded stretching. And loaded stretching is a modern method of flexibility training that refers to applying strength and conditioning principles to traditional forms of static, PNF, and dynamic stretching methods. With loaded stretching, body weight or free weight is used to apply load to the stretch to produce astonishing results. Unlike passive static stretching where the muscle body is only stretched, with loaded stretching we strengthen and stretch the muscles at the same time. This builds strength through range of motion, which, as we've stated previously, is key to developing high levels of flexibility. So how do you put it all together? You're probably thinking, wow, that's a lot to get my head around. I just wanted a stretching routine to improve my flexibility. But trust me when I say this, stretching routines are useless. As a kid and teenager, and even right through my 20s, I did Kung Fu and other forms of martial arts, including Muay Thai, kickboxing for decades. And that whole time we did so-called stretching routines, and I got nowhere. However, applying these 3 principles in my late 30s unlocked my middle splits in less than 6 months. And then I went on to great levels of flexibility right through my body. Developing strength through range is the secret, and using a variety of modern stretching techniques in a proper flexibility training system is key. So what does that all look like, and how long will it take? Now, contrary to popular belief, you can develop insane levels of strength and flexibility in under 60 minutes. That's right, at the same time in the same workout. In fact, some of our stretching methods will increase your flexibility in a matter of seconds. The secret is how we combine exercises together to hack the system in your body that are by design created to keep you safe with these 3 fundamental strength and conditioning principles that you really should apply to every workout. Number 1, progressive overload. So workouts should be designed in a way that they gradually increase difficulty. Number 2, supercompensation. The subsequent workout timing is thus that it maximizes muscle adaptation. And number 3, program periodization. A new program is introduced every 4 weeks to avoid plateau. At Unity Gym, efficiency is key to being able to get everything done in under 60 minutes. For the most efficient 60-minute workout, you first need to warm up properly so that you can increase your core body temperature and blood flow using a cardiovascular interval training technique. It optimizes your active range of motion using exercise-specific mobility drills, and it upregulates your neuromuscular coordination using body positioning drills. After the warm-up, we do primary exercises where we pair antagonistic muscles like push and pull movements that I talked about before with active recovery, flexibility exercises for opposing limbs. The hidden benefit to this method is stretching whilst fatigued, which helps to delay the brain's inhibitors and get flexible faster. To achieve sufficient volume, we finish up with a complementary circuit using movements that are less complex but still use the same muscles that we did in the primary workout. Now, the last ingredient is how we put it all together in a proper periodized program with micro, meso, and macro cycles to guarantee that you make consistent progress and never plateau. Now, here's an example workout. So we're going to show a follow-along workout now for you to try for upper body calisthenics and the middle splits. So this is from phase 3 of the UMS. So it's still considered our technique optimization phase, but it is intended for folks who have completed 2 phases to prepare them for these movements. Now remember, we've already done a 10-minute general warm-up and then a 5-minute workout-specific warm-up round. So now I'll show you in real time one of the 5-minute rounds of the primary workout. Now we do 5 rounds of this, and then we'll cut to 1 full round of the supplementary circuit where we normally do 4 rounds. So you can see in the primary workout that I'm doing a scapular push-up to assisted tuck planche, and then I go to a glute activation exercise to develop end range strength in the middle splits. Then I do an arch into hang, which trains the antagonistic muscles to the scapular push-up to tuck planche. So it's a push and a pull. And then I finish the round with a middle splits crack, which is contract, relax, antagonist, contract, which is a PNF stretching method we use. And then the supplementary circuit, they're all exercises to strengthen the scapular stabilizers. Check it out.
Be really proud of yourself that you're getting through this. You're so close to getting out of that foundation phase. Here we go. Rep number 2. Focusing on quality scapular movement controlled movement with the body, no moments where you rush. Great work. That's 3 reps. If you're going again, you'll be on your 4th rep now. For those of you that are only doing 3 reps like me, just relax. Get ready for the next exercise. Everybody else, finish your set off. Okay, I'm getting started on the pissing dog knee hinge now. Keeping that knee up, but keeping the foot down. Using the glutes and the quads here. Okay, other side, 8 reps. Make sure that you focus on that end range. Really want to think about what's going on when your leg straightens all the way and when you pull it back all the way. Nice work, tribe. Getting these arch into hangs happening. Make sure that the elbows stay straight. Remember, any bending of the elbow really detracts from straight arm scapular strength. That's why it's called straight arm strength. The elbow stays straight at all times. Great work. I'm getting down into the middle splits crack now. You can finish off your set if you've got a few more reps to do and catch up with me. Okay, all the way down. You can see how much easier I'm getting down into the splits now because I've warmed up. So this 4th round it's really the first round that I feel when I'm doing this workout that I can start to go for it in the middle splits. Each 5-second contraction, you're really going for it. Turning the toes down, pulling into the ground hard. Really using the the adductors, fatiguing the adductors, turning the toes up, using the quads and the glutes to pull the feet apart hard. When you do this, hopefully it pulls you closer to the ground. So with the feet facing down, pulling the feet into the ground, you're fatiguing the muscles that you want to build flexibility in, meaning it's harder for them to resist the stretch. And then by turning the toes up and using the quads and the glutes to pull the legs apart and pull your groin closer to the ground, you're building end range strength in the opposing muscles to the adductors, the muscles that help to pull you apart into the middle splits. It's a really amazing way to develop flexibility, and one of the key things that I learned that assisted in me, becoming flexible like I am now in my late 30s and early 40s. Something I could never do as a teenager or in my 20s, I was able to do 20 years later when I learnt the right methods from the right people. Grabbing your equipment, getting ready. We're going to be starting now. Great work on these trap 3 raises, keeping those elbows straight, really focusing on the end range position here. Make sure the elbows stay straight. Make sure that you fully retract and depress the shoulder blades on this one. Coming up at a 30-degree angle from the center line. So the hands are just off the center line when you do this. Great work, tribe. Okay, we're moving on. Ready for the behind the back pullovers. Palms facing behind you. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and relax. 1, 2, 3, relax. Make sure you retract your shoulder blades all the way on each rep. 1, 2, 3, relax. 1, 2, 3, relax. 1, 2, 3. Great work. End of the set. Okay, getting ready for the W wall slides, everybody. Here we go. Keeping those wrists against the wall as best as you can, keeping the entire forearm against the wall, drawing the tummy in, keeping your lower back pressed firmly against the wall. If you can't do the full version like I am, turn your hands to 45 degrees and have just the thumb touching the wall. Not worried about the elbow touching the wall when you do that version. But whatever version you do, you make sure that your lower back and your upper back and your head are all on the wall. 10 seconds left. Great work, everybody. Into the rest period. Five seconds. Okay, here we go. Active to passive hanging. 1, hold it for 2 seconds. Down, hold it for 2 seconds. Up, 1, 2, down, 1, 2, up, 1, 2, down, 1, 2. Well done, tribe. Keep it going. Hold it for 2 seconds at the top and 2 seconds at the bottom. Well done, tribe.
Stop! If you've made it this far, then you really need to hear this. Have you ever noticed how two people with similar intellect and goals can take the same information and produce completely different results? How does that work? Let's think about it. Does it come down to luck, experience, timing? Truth is, it's none of the above. But it has to do with why the world's smartest people aren't necessarily the most successful. But yet, some people seem to achieve success no matter what. The majority don't because we're information junkies but lack the ability to implement. We go from one book to the next, course after course, YouTube video after YouTube video, hoping the next piece of content will hold the solution. But the difference between success and mediocrity is implementation, not education. Otherwise, education would guarantee success. But the hard reality is that it doesn't, because there's not a book, a blueprint, a course, seminar, or YouTube video on the planet that does the work for you. Only you have the power to execute. Now, once you arrive at that realization, you just need a proven system that ticks 3 boxes. Number 1, it needs to be efficient enough to meet the demand of your current lifestyle, because lifestyle changes are the hardest changes to make. Number 2, it must align with your personal needs and goals, because following the wrong map will lead you to the wrong destination every single time. And number 3, it should be science-backed with a proven track record, because time is your most valuable asset and time wasted will not be returned. If you've made it this far, it's time to stop learning and start working. I've spent my adult life creating a system that ticks all 3 of these boxes for people who want to get strong, flexible, and fit. Now, if that's you, then my Unity Gym app is your system. Start doing more of what you love, pain-free, so you can perform like an athlete. Don't click the next video. Take action with something that will transform your life. Click the link here and be coached by me and my team for less than $2 a day with my Unity Gym app. I look forward to meeting you inside.